darlings. This is your tiny eyes, tiny nose Petunia, reporting for duty. I adopted a dog that came with a flea and tick collar. I immediately removed the collar and washed the dog. I decided to do just a tiny bit of research on flea and tick collars. Like, how do they work? What are some of the reviews about them? What chemicals do they contain? And will these chemicals affect my pets, me, and our environment? Then I finally asked, would I wear this collar myself? Right on the packaging for these collars, there's usually a warning that says, "Caution, do not allow children to play with this collar." Excuse me, it's hard for me to imagine that playing with my doggie wearing a collar is any safer. In what world? Children cannot play with their pets. Are you serious? But of course, saying caution, do not allow children to play with a dog wearing this collar might not fly very well. Children love to hug their dogs around the neck area. You're such a huggable doggie. They also rub their eyes and eat with their hands. Where is the common sense everyone keeps talking about? The way many chemical collars work is by having the active ingredients spread from the collar to the rest of the dog's skin and hair using the oils present on their skin's surface. So you see, it's not even just the collar to watch out for, but the dog's whole coat as well. The active ingredients can be pesticides that, for example, disrupt and damage the pest's normal nervous system function so that the pests ultimately drop dead. I knew that the skin is a very large organ and it absorbs stuff, whether good, bad, or toxic. Now, if something is on a dog's skin and hair, don't you think it will also end up on whatever it touches? These chemicals from the flea and tick collars could probably spread to anything that the pets come in contact with, like rugs, fuzzy slippers, floor, furniture, the refrigerator, clothes, other pets, the car, my friend's hands, and me. What do they think? That a doggie will stop licking its skin because it has its flea tick collar on? And that the people will stop petting their pets because of their collars? But they get the pets to pet. Pets are for petting. People love petting their pets. Let's pet. I love you, my pet. So, this was some pretty interesting research and gave me much more timely and uncompromising information as opposed to waiting years for some regulatory agency to do it. Some of the chemicals being used in these collars include deltamethrin, flumethrin, imidacloprid, methoprene, proposer, pyrite proxyfen, tetrachlorvinphos. So I checked the safety data sheets for both the collars and these chemicals. This is just some of what they said in no particular order. Danger, hazards to human and domestic animals, caution. If in the eyes, hold eye open and rinse immediately, slowly and gently with plenty of water. Also under the eyelids for at least 15 minutes. Get medical attention. Remove contact lenses if present after the first 5 minutes, then continue rinsing eye. Call a poison control center or doctor for treatment advice. Causes serious eye irritation, causes burns, serious eye damage, may cause irreversible damage to eyes. Symptoms may include stinging, tearing, redness, swelling, and blurred vision. If on skin or clothing, rinse skin immediately with plenty of water for 15-20 minutes. Call a poison control center or doctor for treatment advice. Take off contaminated clothing and wash before reuse. Wash thoroughly with soap and water after handling and before eating, drinking, chewing gum, using tobacco, or using the toilet. You see, you have to wash your hands before you use the toilet and after you use the toilet. May cause skin irritation, causes mild skin irritation, may cause an allergic skin reaction, may cause redness, irritation, and pain. Repeated exposure may cause skin dryness and cracking, may be harmful in contact with skin, toxic in contact with skin. Avoid contact with skin, eyes, and clothing. Wear protective gloves, protective clothing, eye protection, and face protection. If swallowed, ingestion may cause gastrointestinal irritation, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Clean mouth with water and drink afterwards plenty of water. Do not induce vomiting. Immediately call a poison control medical center or doctor for treatment advice. If vomiting occurs, keep head low so that the stomach content doesn't get into the lungs. Symptoms of poisoning may even occur after several hours. Therefore, have a medical observation for at least 48 hours after exposure. Potential for aspiration if swallowed. May cause lung damage if swallowed. May be fatal if swallowed and enters the airways. Aspiration into lungs can produce severe lung damage. May cause pulmonary edema and pneumonitis. Pulmonary edema can be fatal if inhaled. Remove person to fresh air and keep comfortable for breathing. If not breathing, give artificial respiration. Do not use mouth-to-mouth method. If victim ingested or inhaled the substance, give artificial respiration with the aid of a pocket mask equipped with one-way valve or other proper respiratory medical device. Immediate medical attention is required. Hazardous for water. Do not allow product to reach groundwater, water course, or sewage system. Danger to drinking water if even small quantities leak into the ground. Very toxic to aquatic life with long-lasting effects. Highly toxic to honeybees. Avoid release to their environment. Keep containers tightly closed in a dry, cool, and well-ventilated place. Store locked up. Keep out of reach of children. Store away from other materials. May cause a burning sensation, difficulty in breathing, coughing or wheezing. May cause nausea, anemia, cough, central nervous system depression, drowsiness, dizziness, headache, heart damage, weakness, exhaustion, liver damage, narcosis, reproductive effects, teratogenic effects. The dust released by this color is a cholinesterase inhibitor that may produce the following symptoms: headache, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, tightness in chest, ataxia, anorexia, tearing, sweating, salivation, pinpoint pupils, pulmonary edema, cyanosis, convulsions. Suspected of causing cancer. May cause damage to organs through prolonged or repeated exposure. Reproductive toxicity. May cause genetic defects. Suspected of damaging fertility. Suspected of damaging the unborn child. Some evidence of adverse effects on development based on animal experiments. Some of the one-star reviews of flea and tick collars spoke of burns, renal failure, vomiting, diarrhea, and neurological problems, just to mention a few. There was also a blurb about lawsuits against some of the makers of these products. You know, at the end of the day, I ask myself, don't these manufacturers and regulatory agencies also have pets and families that they love? Assuming they do, and that they exercise their reasoning and empathy here in a normal fashion, why would any questionable products even see the light of day? Life is hard enough, so why add potentially harmful but totally avoidable problems to the mix if much healthier options do exist? I looked up what qualifies a product to pass muster or fail, and there is such a thing called unreasonable adverse effects to the environment. Basically, the relevant agency is tasked with determining if a given pesticide will not generally cause unreasonable adverse effects to the environment. Adverse effects are defined as any risks to the environment. The environment includes water, air, land, all plants, humans, and all animals living therein, as well as their interrelationships. Okay, so far so good, but here's the rub. In making their determination of what is considered unreasonable, the agency takes into account the economic, social, and environmental costs and benefits of using the pesticide. So there you have it. Can these qualifying criteria be any more broad and subjective? Almost as if the altruistically sounding act of balancing costs against benefits gives them an excuse to choose marginal products instead of the very best. I shouldn't be surprised, because today it seems like just about every industry and regulatory agency is leading the way with crappy products, and people keep buying them. And then when something goes wrong and they didn't do the proper research themselves, they start crying. People, wake up! So what gives? Well, hypothetically speaking, if they are as smart as they think they are, and I know they think they're smart, remember? They're like the philosophers, the light bearers, the illuminated ones, the scientific-minded ones, the Apollos, Mercuries, Mithras, Atlases, Titans of the industry. So, if they're as smart as they think they are, why would they expose pets and people to pesticides? Huh? Maybe the benefits, as perceived by them, outweigh the costs being imposed on us. In other words, maybe they really do think we are the pests in this equation. needless to say, my dog and I will not be wearing these colors. The same goes for oral medications, topical spot-on treatments, and other chemical or drug-based products. Not for me and my dog, not for us. No way. Sorry. For a non-toxic way to protect my dogs, I rather use Dr. Tobias's Flea Hex or Tick Hex, natural spray products. Or better yet, I'll make a home remedy from organic herbs that I grow myself. Wake up, pet lovers. Wake up! I wanna be loved by you, just you and nobody else but you. I wanna be loved by you, ba-doo-ba-dee-ba-doo-ba, woof 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 woof. I wanna be loved by woof and nobody else but woof. I wanna be loved by woof, ba-doo-ba-dee-ba-doo-ba, woof 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 woof. I wanna be loved by you and nobody else but. Okay, I sound drunk.